The 10,000 hour rule was wrong. The research was wrong, but I have something for you that's even better. 100 hours of deep or deliberate practice will get you to 95%. So you can be in the top 5%. Obviously, talent does matter. The top 5%, though, if you do deliberate practice for 100 hours. So that means you can be very competent at some type of skill in 100 hours. That's 1 hour for 100 days. That's 4 hours a day for 25 days, right? So in 25 days at 4 hours a day, you can be extremely competent at that skill set, right? Doesn't mean you'll be the best or ever be better with somebody who has more talent than you, but most people aren't willing to work that hard for that long. So if you just invest 100 hours in whatever skill that you want to get better at, you can far exceed most people. So literally, that's about everybody on the planet, 95%. So you're the top 5% in whatever field you are in. So if you want to be the best, CEO, if you deliberately practice all the things that go into that, obviously there's multiple things. So it's not just one. So it's not just one skill set. So this is where it gets a little more challenging, because if you just practice the one skill of being a super communicator, you can become a super communicator after 25 days, 4 hours per week, right? If you want to play guitar, you want to be able to be in the top 5% of dribbling a basketball or investing in real estate, right? You can do this by taking 4 hours a day for 25 days straight. Obviously, you could do 4 hours and skip some days, skip the weekends. It adds to more days, but it's 100 hours of deep diving into that subject. And why should you be excited about that? Because anybody can do that. Does not take that long. The 10,000 rules states that you'll be in the top 1% after 10,000, hours of that skill or task. That seems daunting to most people. That seems years of work. That seems like a huge struggle that it's hard to wrap our heads around. So if you can wrap your heads around just 100 hours, just 4 hours a day, right? Obviously you can do less. You can do 1 hour per day for the next 100 days. And you could do that with multiple skills. So you can pick 5 skills, each one at, 5 hours a day for the next, in 100 days, you'll be very proficient at those 5 skills. So you can develop a framework for you to be far more successful in life, in business, in relationships by taking that and understanding that you only need an hour per day at that given task, because you're focused on, hey, I can do this for 100 days. I'm going to commit to this for 100 days. This is what I find really silly. Most people always want to get in shape, right? New Year's is coming up. We want to drop some weight. We want to put on some muscle. We want to look better for summer. If people just focused on investing an hour or 2 every day in going to the gym and doing the work, in that 100 days, I guarantee they would probably achieve majority of their fitness goals, right? It's that simple, but we take on too much too quickly and we don't keep it simple, right? When we can simplify things as something as, hey, my goal is to just go to the gym every day. Or my goal is to do 10 minutes on the treadmill. And you'll find out if you do 10 minutes on the treadmill, you'll do 20 or 30 or maybe 45 minutes. And if you just set the goal that I have to go to the gym every day, you don't even have to exercise. If you drive there and go home, that's your prerogative. But it's unlikely that if you drive the gym, you won't do anything. is a great thing is like if you trick your mind in just doing one thing, right? So if I trick my mind, if I have laundry on that table, and if I trick my mind in saying all I have to do is fold one piece of laundry, well, most of the time you're gonna just fold all the laundry because you're gonna get started on it and you get in the groove and then you just finish it. Or, hey, I'm just gonna go out there and pick up one piece of trash in my backyard. Not that I have trash in my backyard, but pick up one weed, right? So I'm gonna remove one weed if I have a weed in my backyard, and most of the time you're gonna go and do all the work, right? So if you can trick your brain on doing that, if you wanna be good at basketball, I'm gonna shoot one free throw, and that's all I have to do every day. Well, most likely that will turn into, I played basketball for 30 minutes and I got, 100 free throws, 23 pointers, whatever. So if you can trick your mind in setting those things up, then you'll become more successful. So remember, it is simple to become successful if you create the right framework in your brain. And this is success in any area of your life, right? I set up goals for myself that are super stupid, right? Like one is I have to give 3 compliments in a day, right? So you have to go out, and if you're shopping or you're doing something, I have to find a way to give 3 compliments. I have to say 3 things that I'm grateful for every day, right? I have to go out and make 1 free throw. I have to work on playing the guitar for 5 minutes every day, right? So when I do these little super simple rules, I end up doing things for much longer and I become more proficient at it because all these little rules create a much more productive lifestyle for me. Obviously, time management matters, making sure you have the amount of time that you can commit to each one of these things is how you want to focus your efforts. You have to focus on when and what time of day you're going to do it, and you got to set that intention up front. So if you have a list of skills that you want to get better at, right? Let's say you have 5 new skills you want to get better at. Well, trick your brain in doing those 5 skills on a daily basis. Don't even start by saying you're going to do it for an hour. Start by doing it for 5 minutes, right? Work on it for 5 minutes. If I want to be better at communicating and I don't know how to, obviously I should start communicating with somebody for 5 minutes at least per day. Maybe I should research it. Maybe I should do that. But remember, you can research all day long and you can find how to communicate more effectively. Just like I read this book. I can't remember her name, but she struggled with learning a new language. She struggled and she could not learn how to speak Spanish, right? And she was trying to work on speaking Spanish and listen to stuff. She would read stuff, she'd watch stuff. But what really got her to excel faster than anything is actually going out there and speaking Spanish and not fearing the mistakes of speaking Spanish. Her goal was to make more mistakes and more mistakes speaking Spanish. And that alone got her fluent in Spanish faster than anything because she did the task she wanted to get better at. We trick our brain too much, or our brain tricks us in trying to do stuff that isn't gonna achieve that goal. It is not actually doing the task. So if you want to be better at basketball, you can watch all the videos you want on YouTube, but the actual act of going out there and playing basketball or speaking Spanish or playing on a guitar will get you far better. Yes, visualization does help. Yes, the brain does know if you visualize something for a time period, it makes your muscles and your motor units move as if it's actually playing that skill. So you can use your brain to that advantage, and that's a whole other topic. but start doing the skills and the tasks and the things that you want to get better at, and focus on doing the deep work and deliberate practice to achieve that goal. So if you don't know what deep work is and deliberate practice is, you should look into it. Maybe I'll create a video on it, but here's to your success, and keep achieving more, and just invest an hour a day in yourself. And I guarantee in 100 days, you're going to be better at that skill. And in the comments below, love to hear what you're working on and what you've achieved in the last 100 days, or what skill sets you are trying to achieve to get better at. Take care, and I wish you the best.